I'm sure you've heard of the saying, there's more than one way to skin a cat, and there's also more than one way to make money online. And nowadays, there are probably hundreds of more ways to make money online than there were 10 or 20 years ago when I first got started online. So I just want to let you know right off the bat that in this course, I'm not going to be showing all the ways to make money online. And I'm just going to be talking about what worked for me and what works for me currently. And just as a disclaimer here, I'm not guaranteeing that what works for me will work for you and that you'll actually make any money off these methods that I'm going to be talking about in these videos. This is not financial advice. This is just for educational purposes only. I'm just going to share a little bit about my internet business history and how I got started online. I'd estimate it was over 15 years ago, maybe closer to 20 years. I'm not exactly sure, but that's approximately the time when I first got started with trying to make money on the internet. And the first method that I used was to sell things on eBay. At first, I started selling random things on eBay until I found some suppliers that could provide me with a consistent supply of inventory to sell on eBay. And the products that I focused on were clothes. And I did not do any drop shipping. What I did was I would just get the products into my home and store them in my storage unit of the apartment that I was living at the time. And although sales were great, I did not enjoy the business. I spent a lot of time packaging and shipping the clothes. And also, the inventory was always different. So I spent a lot of time taking pictures of the new clothes and posting them on eBay and writing the description. So it's not like I had a constant supply of clothes that were the same and that I could just quickly list on eBay. I always had to take pictures, write up a description, and post it on eBay. And then when they would sell, I would have to package them up and walk to the post office. And I did think about hiring someone to assist me in this business, but the profit margins were just too small that it didn't make sense to me. So this is when I started thinking about selling digital items online. I love the fact that you did not have to package and ship any products and go to the post office. Everything was just digital. So around this time, ebooks were still considered pretty new, and the whole idea of earning income while you're at the beach appealed to me very much. So I started writing an ebook, and I believe the first ebook that I wrote about was how to find a job or how to find employment. And to write this ebook, I did a lot of research, and I also knew that to sell ebooks online, you had to have a good sales copy. And if you're new to internet marketing or making money online or just having a business online, one of the most important skills you can have is to write sales copy. So you should invest in a book or a course on how to write sales copy, because if you have that skill of writing sales copy, you can sell almost anything. But back to my business history here. So I wrote a sales copy, and then I started driving traffic to it through Google Ads. The results were okay, not enough to earn a full-time income online. And then what I decided to do was to create an eBay course. And it was going to be a set of video tutorials. And I launched it on the forum called the Warrior Forum. It was a very popular internet marketing forum back in the day. And I believe the Warrior Forum is still around, but I don't think it's as popular as before. And so I made some good money with that. And then what I did was I started using JV giveaways, ad swaps, and solo ads to build my list. I started to focus on building my list. And once I had a list, I started promoting affiliate products to it. And I realized I could start earning income on a daily basis by just emailing my list. And then I started launching more products. And this helped a lot because it brings in a lot of cash flow and also some fresh blood into the business. And by fresh blood, I mean new buyers into my list that I could promote more products to in the future. And then I also partnered with other marketers so that I can launch more products. I tried to use that as a leverage, but now I prefer to launch products on my own. So my current formula now is just to email my list on a daily basis between 1 and 3 times a day. And to build my list, I just buy solo ads and I also try to launch products. Now, let's just quickly talk about the benefits of working from home. You get to spend quality time with your kids and your loved ones. You don't have to worry about commuting in the traffic to your work every day. And that's actually one of the things I'm grateful for is sometimes when I do have to drive in traffic, say to drop off my kids to their sports or activities, I'm grateful that this is something that I don't have to do every day. And you can tell that a lot of people driving in the traffic are stressed out. So just imagine them doing that every day. So I definitely recommend working from home if you can. Another benefit is just the ability to control your schedule. If you're the type of person that likes to work in the afternoon or late at night, then you can do that. Or if you just like to work in the early morning hours and enjoy the rest of your day, you can set your schedule to that. I also love the freedom to do what you want. You could take breaks whenever you want. You could just take a day off. And speaking of days off, you can have your weekend whenever you want. It doesn't have to be on Saturday and Sunday when everybody goes out and the malls are busy or the parks are busy, or if you want to go camping and the campgrounds are full because everybody or most people go camping on the weekend. You can make your own weekends during the weekdays. And last but not least, I like the flexibility of working your own hours. If something urgent comes up in one day, you don't necessarily have to work on that day. Or maybe you could only work 1 or 2 hours on a particular day, and that's fine. Some days, if I have to, I'll work 10 or 12 hours. But most of the time, I think on average, I work around 4 hours. I'm not sure. Honestly, I don't even count how many hours a day I work. And there are many more benefits of working from home, but these are just off the top of my head. Now, here are the downsides of working from home. Well, first off, if you are just starting out on your business journey, you should expect to have a lot of failures. So this goes for any type of business, offline or online. The great thing about an online business, of course, is it doesn't cost much to start a business. So you could fail as many times and you're not going to lose thousands or hundreds of thousands of dollars. There's also the uncertainty of having a business. You don't know if you're going to make money next week or next month, and if you're going to be able to pay your bills and be able to feed your family. And there's also the stress that's involved. And well, there is stress involved in almost anything in life, not just having a business, but also in having a job or in relationships. So just expect that there will be some stress in having a business. It's just like anything in life. And something that a lot of entrepreneurs and business people do not consider is focus, especially when you're not working for anybody. It's easy to lose focus. If you have a job and you have a boss, you're accountable to somebody. But if you're just accountable to yourself, it's much easier to get distracted and lose focus. And especially with an online business, there are a lot of distractions online if you're always working on the computer. For some of you, this may be YouTube, Facebook, and other social media platforms. And something that I did not know over 15 years ago when I started my online business is that I didn't know it was healthy to sit in front of a computer, whether it's the radiation coming from the computer or the Wi Fi, or just a bad posture and just sitting up many hours in front of a computer. All that is not healthy for you. But just being aware of that, you can make adjustments. For example, I don't use wireless for my computer. I make sure that I plug in the internet wire into my computer from the internet modem. And I just try not to spend too much time on the computer. I take a lot of breaks. But with that said, though, there are many jobs out there that are far worse and less healthy for you. So we can't complain, right? And then there's the lack of socializing. At first, I like the fact that I didn't really have to talk to anybody because I am a solitary individual. But if you spend many years doing an online business and you're not having a social life, that may have an impact on your mental health and your communication skills. But like I said, there are many jobs out there that are far worse and less healthy for you. So again, it's something that you can't really complain about. And if you are worried about the lack of socializing and the impact on your mental health, you can always go out there and do activities that require you to meet people and improve your social life. So here's my current formula or business plan or blueprint or whatever you want to call it. And it's always changing. And I should note that this may not work for you and it may work for you. And you may just have to modify it a little bit. And depending on how ambitious you are, you can implement this formula aggressively or lightly. Every day, I try to email my list at least 2 or 3 times per day. And each of those emails is promoting an affiliate product. So that's my daily income right there. I also try to launch products every month if I can. Sometimes you're just not able to launch every month. For example, in the year 2023, I didn't launch anything until October because I spent a lot of time in the outdoors. I'm a real outdoorsy person, and I also spend a lot of quality time with my kids. I put my kids first before my business. Now, the benefits of launches is the cash flow that you generate from them and also the fresh new leads who join your list. And these are the buyers, these are the people that buy your new product. And the rule of thumb is they're worth 10 times that of someone who joins your list through a free gift. So they're more likely to buy the affiliate products that you promote to them later on. And I didn't include it on this slide, but I also buy solo ads to build my list. When looking for products to promote to my list, I go to a website called Munchai to view upcoming launches. Generally, I try to send emails out in the morning, afternoon, and in the evening. Although email swipes are usually provided on the JV page of affiliate products, I do prefer to write my own emails because I like my subscribers to see that I'm a genuine person and I'm not just copying and pasting email swipes as if I'm a robot. Although you can use the provided email swipes as an aid when writing your emails, which I do sometimes if I can't think of what to write in my emails. You could use the swipes and just customize it to your personality. You can also use AI to write your emails. And again, make sure you modify the emails that are created through AI and that it suits your personality. And also, just don't make it obvious that your emails are written by AI, which is quite easy to do nowadays. And if you're new to this, you will need an autoresponder. And the autoresponder that I've been using for many years now is GetResponse. And there may be better ones out there, but GetResponse has been pretty reliable for me for the past 5 to 10 years. The process that I go through when writing my emails is I first scan and go through the JV page and sales page of that affiliate product I plan to promote. I'll go through those pages and I'll select the information on there that I find interesting. I'll copy and paste them onto a Word document, compile as much information as I can, and then use that as a basis for writing my emails. So let me just give you a quick example here. So here's a Word document that I've created and I've copied and pasted notes onto here from the JV page and sales page of this particular affiliate product. Sometimes I could have a page or more worth of notes, but for now, this is what I got from the JV page and sales page combined. I look through this information and then I'll write an email based on that. So as you can see here, this is the email that I've written. And some days, my email will be a lot longer than this, and sometimes it'll only be a couple of sentences, depending on my mood and how I feel about the product. Now, how many times will I send an email out for a product that I'm promoting? Well, it all depends. For this particular product, I plan to only probably send 1 or 2 emails. Some products I'll probably send close to 5 to 8 emails depending on how profitable that product is for me and how long the launch is. I do try my best to send a closing email for most products on the final day of the launch. Now let's get to creating products. Having your own products establishes authority, and your customers will be more responsive to your other offers, such as affiliate offers, better than if you were to have a whole bunch of freebie seekers on your list. Now, when it comes to creating your products, what I would recommend is for you to brainstorm a list of products that you can create. I prefer topics that you're an expert on or are passionate about, because then you'll enjoy the process of creating your product. And most likely, you'll complete the product faster than if you were to create a product that you knew nothing about or were not passionate about. And you have to take into consideration that if you don't have much knowledge on a topic, you'd have to spend a lot more time on researching that topic. However, it's not always the case that you can just create a product that you're an expert on, because that particular topic may not be profitable. So, just to give you an idea, the lucrative niches online are health, MMO or make money online, and self help. And I'm sure there's several other niches, but this is just off the top of my head. So if you want to sell a product in a niche that's not in health, MMO, or self-help, I recommend you do some research before creating your product. And there's many platforms to launch your products on. There's ClickBank, Warrior Plus, JVZoo, and several others. ClickBank is probably the most popular platform out there for launching products, whereas Warrior Plus and JVZoo are more targeted towards the make money online crowd. ClickBank, it doesn't really matter what niche you're in. ClickBank caters to almost every niche out there. There are so many types of products that you can create, and I've made a list of just some of the types of products that you can create here. Let's start with the most lucrative type of product, and that is software. Out of all the different types of products out there, software has the highest perceived value. A lot of these guys who are launching software products are having 6 and 7 figure launches. It's not just the product launch that's lucrative. If you plan on charging a recurring fee for people to access your cloud-based software, that's a great way for generating millions of dollars. But the downside of creating software products is the cost. However, I have seen tools out there, including some AI tools, that make it possible for you to create software products much faster and cheaper. And then there's ebooks. Nowadays, anybody could create an ebook with apps like ChatGPT. Just make sure to edit your work so that it doesn't look like AI created it, and try to infuse your personality into the content. And then there's training videos, such as the one that you're watching right now. You can use AI to create it, you can outsource it, or you can do it yourself. You could also sell graphics. You could outsource the creation of the graphics, or just use artificial intelligence such as Midjourney and other AI apps out there. You can also create viral videos. Again, you can use AI for that. There's even tutorials on YouTube on how to create AI viral videos. And you could also create viral images. So these types of products will be marketed to other marketers, entrepreneurs, and businesses that need viral videos and viral images. You could also create done-for-you business systems such as done-for-you funnels, a business in the box, things that have PLR or private label rights, done-for-you articles. You can sell bundles of articles, and the list goes on. When creating a product, just make sure it's something you're passionate about, or you have at least some expertise on it, because it's definitely going to show in the final product. And you want your products to be good to great quality. Of course, if you can, try to make it great and high quality, because not only are customers going to love it, but affiliates are going to want to promote it. Because you have to understand that a lot of affiliates, they have a reputation to maintain with their audience. They cannot afford to promote crappy products to their audience or to their subscribers. And the higher quality of product that you have, the higher the price that you can charge for it. The only thing is, you have to be careful to not be a perfectionist, because if you're really focused on trying to make it a perfect product, your project may become a never-ending project, and it could take a year to complete your product. So that's why I say it should at least be good to great. If it's good enough, you can try to sell it. So I'll leave it up to you. It depends on what your income targets are. Now, there's no guarantee that your product or your product launch will be a success, especially if it's your first product. So, here are a few things to keep in mind to increase the chances of having a successful product launch. You have to make sure that there is a hungry market for your product. Ideally, the people that you are selling to are so desperate for a solution that they're willing to pay for the solution. You must also have a good sales copy. Actually, one of the first things I learned when I started internet marketing was that if you're going to create a product, try to create the sales copy first. Because then, when you're writing the sales copy or the sales page, you're writing all the benefits, you're writing all the things that your customers will want to hear. And after doing that, you'll know what content your book or your course will have. Now, you could have the best product in the world and maybe even the best sales copy, but if you don't have the support of affiliates, you're not going to make that much money. So that's why it's important to build relationships and start networking with affiliates, vendors, and other people in your niche. You should also look at successful products in your marketplace or in your industry or niche to get ideas. Because why invent the wheel, right? You could just model your products after other successful products. You should also have a good hook to differentiate yourself from the competition. Just imagine your customers asking themselves a question: why should I buy from you when I can buy from the other guy? Or why should I buy from you if I've already bought a product just like that? And like I said in the previous video, make sure that your product is good to high quality. The higher the quality, the more that you can charge for your products, and more affiliates will want to promote your product as well. Just remember not to spend too much time trying to make this a perfect product, because then you'll never get your product off the ground. With the emergence of AI, in my opinion, it's a lot easier to make money online than ever before. I understand that a lot of people are afraid of AI, but AI can also help you. So, if you can, try to use AI in your business. You'll get things done a lot faster, you'll complete your projects faster, and in the world of internet marketing, speed is cash. The faster that you could launch your products off the ground, the faster you'll be able to make money and scale your business. I don't use AI as much as my peers, but I'll probably start using it more in the near future. Currently, these are some of the things that I use AI for. I use AI to brainstorm of titles for my products. I use AI to help me write emails when I'm email marketing, which is rare though. In a previous video, I did mention that I prefer to write my own emails. So I only use AI as a last resort for email marketing when I'm having a hard time figuring out what to say to my audience. And in those cases, I'll also use AI to brainstorm of angles that I can use in writing my emails. I've also used it to create bonuses and lead magnets. And like I said, I plan on using AI for many other types of tasks in my upcoming projects. Everybody uses AI differently, and you might use it for different tasks because your situation is different than mine, and your business model might also be a little bit different from mine. Your mindset will play a big role in whether or not you succeed with your business. When I first started my online business, I was very confident that I was going to succeed. In fact, I was also very confident in my offline businesses prior to getting started online. And I think the reason for this is that at a very young age, I was already reading self help books. I know nowadays self help books get a lot of flack, and some people think that they're a little woo woo. But I'll admit, self help books actually made me confident in business. So I believe that you have to be confident when you're starting a business. It's also good to set goals. You can set a goal of making $100,000 a year, or 1 million, 10 million, or maybe just enough to get by or pay off your debts. But whatever it is, try to set goals and then try to reverse engineer your desired outcome to figure out what you have to do to achieve those goals. And you have to be persistent. I learned a long time ago that in order to be successful, you have to be persistent and not to give up. And you have to be aware that you're going to encounter failures and setbacks along the way. And how you react to those is going to be very important. Just know that failure is a normal part of business. I don't know of any successful business person that has not encountered any failures. Do research on any millionaire or billionaire entrepreneur, and you'll find that many of them filed bankruptcy once or multiple times in their lives. And one thing I find is that once people start making money in business, they start to relax and treat their business as a hobby more than as a business. And I understand the reason they do that because they don't want to be constantly stressed out and they want to enjoy their life, spend time with their family, and just enjoy the present moment. The problem with that is that expenses and inflation may eventually catch up with you, where you realize that you're not making enough money to survive or thrive in the current economy. So just be mindful of that, and that you should always be focused on growing your business. And at the same time, don't get too stressed out that you kill yourself over your business. Time management also plays a key role in your success. I understand that everybody has a different situation. Some people have more time than others, and others just have very little time, especially if you have a family, you might have two jobs. And I think the key is to be able to focus because you're going to have a lot of distractions, whether online, where there's YouTube and social media, or offline. So I think, in my opinion, the key is focus. If you're not really focused, then you're going to be distracted easily. Now, if this is your first time getting started with a business, just realize that you're not going to have much of a work life balance. You really have to hustle to get your business established and start making money. But once you've established yourself and you've built a list, from my experience, you only have to spend a few minutes to an hour, maybe a couple hours, emailing your list every day if you want to. You can also queue emails days in advance if you prefer. That's what some marketers do, and I do that sometimes, mainly when I am going away on holidays. I'm going to be somewhere off grid, away from a computer, then I will queue my emails a day or two in advance. I also try to work on my product creation every day because if I take a few days off on creating products, then it will be more difficult for me to get back into it and try to remember what I was working on last, and I'll also lose my rhythm. Now, most people like to have a to do list, and my daily to do list is usually limited to two things only because it makes life much easier for me. And those two things usually are just to send an email or two or three emails and do a task that's related to creating products. They're as simple as that. If I could just be consistent with that, I'll have income coming in daily and I'll be growing my business. And something to note about the type of business that I'm in is that you can have weeks where you don't spend much time working, and then you can have really busy weeks, especially during the product launches. And that's a great thing actually about having an online business is that if you don't want to work hard or you want to spend more time doing other things like spending time with family or being in the outdoors or whatever it is that gets you off, you have the option to do so. If you have a job, usually you'd have to schedule your holidays months in advance. Whereas if you have a business, you could just book a holiday whenever you feel like it. But anyways, that's my take on time management. I threw this in there because I believe that it is important when it comes to running an online business.